Hello dear students, in the previous class we have done problems based on Biot-Savart's law. Now we will be doing more questions on Biot-Savart's law only. Okay, one question I have given you from the Eurodov, and it was question number 3.225 of Eurodov. Question number 3.225. Eurodov. What we have given, a current I flows in long straight wire with cross section having the form of a thin half ring of radius r. The figure has been given. Find the induction of the magnetic field at point O, and this O is at any point on the axis of this conductor. So we have given what? We have a long conductor having cross section in the form of semicircular ring, and here current is given. Cross means magnetic field inside. It is also for current. If current is if cross sign is given, that means current is inside the plane of paper, and in the this circular section current flowing is what? I. Okay, at this point we have to get magnetic field intensity. It is at any point on the axis of this long conductor. Long conductor means it is an infinite long conductor. Okay, so see, R is given. R is what? The radius of the conductor. Okay, having semicircular cross section. And I will be giving you the 3D view of this conductor. 3D view is like this. But the length given is what? Infinite. Okay, this one is also inside dotted I have some. Okay, the conductor is like this. Current is flowing. Current through the whole section is what? I, and this one is the central axis. At any point on the central axis you have to get magnetic field intensity. Suppose it is point O, and this conductor is of infinite length. Okay, this conductor we have given, and radius is given what? R. So firstly we find, say this conductor is contained of number of thin linear elements. So we consider any thin linear element over the section of the conductor. Okay, considering any thin linear element of the given conductor having current I. I is what here? It is the current per unit length. Okay. So we firstly find we take a small part of this conductor and having current what? Small I. The total current flowing through this conductor is what? Capital I. Okay. So length of the circular section here, length of semicircular section is this length. This one is semicircular section of the infinite long conductor is what? Pi r. It implies that current per unit length, what is the current for the semicircular section? That is I divided by length of this section, that is what? Pi r. So it is the current per unit length. Okay. Now we consider a small linear element of the conductor. At this point we have to get magnetic field intensity at this one is any point on the axis of this conductor at an angle theta. We consider a small element of the conductor which is forming an what angle? D theta. Okay. This element has length what? dl, and here current is, suppose current per unit length, length of semicircle, that is current per unit length. So current in this element is suppose I dash. Okay. And this part is forming an angle what? D theta. So if you consider this part, this radius is r, this angle we have what? D theta, this length is dl, then what is the value of dl? D theta we have arc by radius, that is dl by r, and this way get dl we have r d theta. Okay. Current in this part, it implies that current flowing through dl element of the conductor, that is I dash, is equal to current per unit length into what? dl length. So what is current per unit length we have? It is I by pi r into dl we have r d theta. So you get the result I by pi into what? D theta. That is the current flowing through this small element of the conductor. Now for this infinite long conductor having length dl, we get the magnetic field here at the point O. Okay. we consider an element here of length dl. This angle we have what? Theta. Current flowing here is I dash. What is the magnetic field intensity due to a linear conductor of infinite length, that is mu naught I by 2 pi r? That's why small magnetic field due to the small element of length dl here is small magnetic field due to the linear conductor of length dl is dB. And what is the value of dB? According to formula we have mu naught I by 2 pi r. So here it is mu naught current di divided by 2 pi r. Now we put the value of what? Di. So current we have what? I dash here. I dash. What we get? Mu naught by 2 pi r into I dash we have I by pi into the theta. Okay. So we get this result. dB is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi square r into d theta. Okay, this one is the small magnetic field due to the small element of this conductor at this point. Also we get the direction of the magnetic field here. So here, see here, current is flowing inside the plane of paper. So we can find the direction of magnetic field according to the right hand palm rule. In the direction of current, we take right hand thumb, then the finger will be giving you the direction of magnetic field intensity. So what we have to do, you draw a circular arc here like this. This one is the line of force, and tangent at any point on the line of force gives the direction of what? Magnetic field intensity. So see what is the direction of fingers here. It is in this direction. Okay, so in the direction of line of force, magnetic line of force is like this. We take the tangent, it is the direction of what? dB. See, if this angle is theta, then what about this angle? It is 90 minus theta. Then this angle we have what? Theta. Okay, this theta, due to this theta, this dB has two components. One is dB cos theta and the other one is dB sin theta. Okay, now see, similarly we consider a small element just opposite to this part. This angle we have theta, this 90 minus theta, 1 dB we have in this direction, dB, this angle is theta. A similar element we have considered in the opposite direction like this. So what will be the direction of magnetic field for this conductor? Say again, using right hand palm rule, you draw the magnetic line of force for this conductor, this side also. Now see, it is the direction of the line of force. You take the tangent here, this component is dB. Now this angle is theta. For this we are already considered here, it is dB cos theta and it is dB sin theta. Similarly for this element, just opposite element, we have two components of magnetic field, that is dB cos theta and dB sin theta. Suppose this coordinate we have x, and this coordinate we have y. So see, net magnetic field along x coordinate, these are additive, that's why we will getting net magnetic field along the x coordinate, while along the y coordinate magnetic fields are opposite to each other. So net field, net small field along x coordinate will be what? Integral dbx. Okay, because along x coordinate fields are additive. Okay, so that is integral db cos theta. What is the value of db we have? It is mu naught I by 2 pi square r, and it is cos theta d theta. Okay, and take the limits. Bx we have, constants are taken out, mu naught I by 2 pi r square r, and it is cos theta. Now see, what should be the integration limit here? Think about the limit of integration here. You have to integrate it from this side to this side. So from here to here it is supposed minus pi by 2, then here to here it will be pi by 2, or if you integrate from this side, if it is minus pi by 2, then it is from 0 to pi by 2. So it should be integrated from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, the semicircular part will be covered. So what do we get? Mu naught I by 2 pi square r. The integration of cos theta we have sin theta from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So what do you get? X coordinate is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi square r. It is sin by pi by 2 minus of minus sin pi by 2, that is sin pi by 2 plus sin of pi by 2. 1 plus 1 2. So you get the result mu naught I by pi square r. And net field along y coordinate, see, these fields are equivalent opposite, db sin theta minus db sin theta. You will get net field along y coordinate to be what? 0. It implies that magnetic field intensity at the center of this conductor is what? At any point on the axis of the conductor is mu naught I by pi square r. It is the answer. Okay. One question I am giving for homework. You have an infinite long conductor, and this one is the central axis. This point is P. This radius is r, and current flowing through this conductor is what? I. But this one is semi-infinite long conductor, because you have to find magnetic field intensity at this point P. It is infinity inside the plane of paper. This one is infinite long conductor, and current is flowing in the cross section of the conductor. Current flowing is what? I. This one has semicircular section. So you have to find magnetic field intensity at what point? P point. Now we come to some more questions you have to do for yourself. These questions are for homework. Okay, like in the previous question, you have got magnetic field intensity at any point on the axis of the conductor. It was point O, but this conductor was of infinite length. Now we are taking a conductor of semi-infinite length. Okay, this one is the conductor like this. This one is the conductor of semi-infinite length, and current flowing through this section is I. For the whole semicircular section, current is I. Radius of the conductor is given R. You have to get magnetic field intensity at this point. Means at any point on the axis in front of any one end of the semi-infinite conductor having what semicircular cross section, you have to get magnetic field intensity at what point? P. This one is the central axis. Okay, this point. At this point you have to get magnetic field intensity. Okay, means inside the conductor, inside this plane of paper, the conductor is of infinite length. So in front of any one end you have to get magnetic field intensity. And the next question we have, similarly you have to get magnetic field intensity at any point the circular section we have. This conductor has a semicircular cross section, and this conductor is of infinite length. Okay, radius is given what? R. Current flowing through this conductor is I. Okay, you have to get magnetic field intensity at any point P. Suppose this point is P. So one end of the conductor is forming an angle alpha, and the other end is forming an angle what? Beta. Then you have to get magnetic field intensity. Okay, so these questions are for homework. Now we come to the question this radius we have A, this radius is B, here current is I1 clockwise direction, and here current is I2, it is in anti-clockwise direction. You have to find magnetic field at the center. These are concentric rings, current carrying rings. These are concentric current carrying rings. Okay, and you have to find magnetic field intensity at the common center, means at point O. Okay, now see, we come to the solution. These are coplanar. Suppose this coordinate is x and this coordinate is y. Outside the plane of paper we have, suppose what, z coordinate. It is z positive, it is x positive, and it is y positive. So you have to use vector law of addition to get net magnetic field intensity. Individually find the magnetic field intensity and then use the vector law of addition. If they are in the same direction, then added opposite direction, these will be subtracted, and if these are in different direction, then use directly parallelogram law of vector addition for two vectors, and for more than two vectors you will have to use the vector law of addition. Okay, means get the results in IJK and then use vector law of addition to get magnetic field intensity at the point. Okay, Then see, suppose this one is first and this one is the secondary ring. For the first ring, B1 vector form, magnetic field at the center of the ring we have mu naught Ni by 2 r current carrying coil, but it is a ring, it has only one turn, so in place of number of turns we'll have to use one only. So mu naught, number of turns 1, current we have what, I1 divided by radius we have given A, and see the direction. Current is in clockwise direction, thumb is inside the plane of paper. Outside we have positive z coordinate, inside we have what, negative z coordinate. It is what, minus k cap. Similarly, for the secondary we get the result. Number of turns we have 1. What is current here? It is I2. The radius is 2b. See, current in the outer ring is in anti-clockwise direction, that's why thumb is outside the plane of paper. Outside the plane of paper we have result plus k cap. Then magnetic field intensity at the center we have B1 vector plus. Now simply put the values, what we get, it is mu naught I1 by 2a minus k cap and plus 2b k cap. You simplify it, you will get the result. Lastly, you may get the direction of magnitude of the magnetic field. Okay, so since negative part of the field has higher magnitude, means the net magnetic field will be inside the plane of paper. Also it will depend on the values of what current. Okay, so after calculation only you may find the final result, it is directed inside the plane of paper or outside the plane of paper. Now we come to the next question, where rings plane are perpendicular to each other. Okay, now we have two rings. One ring is this, it is in xy plane, first ring, and the second ring is in the xz plane. Okay, it is xz plane. Thick line is for outside the plane of paper, thin is for inside the plane of paper. This one is in the plane, so we have to get magnetic field intensity at the common center. These are concentric rings, plane are perpendicular to each other and are concentric also. Okay, we have to get magnetic field intensity at the center. So for the first part we get magnetic field in the vector form. Outside the plane of paper we have positive z coordinate, inside के लिए क्या होगा, negative, that's why we have taken minus k cap. Similarly we get the magnetic field intensity for this ring. This one is in xz plane, this coordinate is x, this one is z, upper is positive y and the lower is negative y. Current is in this direction. Okay, so see, it is in anti-clockwise direction, so grip is taken, right hand grip is taken in the direction of current. Thumb is above the in the upward direction. Upward is what, positive y coordinates. So we get the values, mu naught 2y is the current, 2 into 2r, 2r was the radius, and positive z cap means positive y coordinate. We get this result, mu naught I by 2r z cap. Now we have to use what, the vector law of addition simply. So what is the magnetic field intensity at the common center? This will be vector v1 plus vector v2. So what you get, mu naught I by 2r minus k cap plus j cap. Okay, it is the magnetic field intensity in the vector form, and if you have to get the magnetic field intensity in the magnitudal form, then it is 2r under root z plus k. 1 square plus 1 square. Okay, so what you get? Mu naught I by 2r, and it is root 2. The result we will have mu naught I by, it is the answer. Okay, now we move to the next question. This question is for homework. We have two rings. Thick line is for outside the plane of paper. Okay, here current is I, and this radius we have given R. This current we have 2I, and the radius we have 3R. These rings are coplanar, and what is the angle between the planes? Angle between the planes is given pi by 3. If the rings are concentric, then find magnitude of magnetic field at the center. You have to get magnetic field intensity at this point. Okay, now we come to the next question. Thick line is for outside the plane of paper. Okay, this radius is A, and current is I here. Okay, we have another ring. Thick line is for outside the plane of paper. Here also current is I. This radius is B. Center of first ring, it is the center of the second ring. This point is P1, this point is P2, and this point is P3. Okay, this distance we have L, this distance is also L, this one is also L, and this distance is also what? L. Now you have to get find magnitude of magnetic field at points C1, C2, P1, P2 and P3 for the given condition. Next part, also find magnetic field intensity at the defined points if A is equal to B is equal to R, means radii of the rings are equal, this question is also for homework, but one part we take the solution of only one part of the question. Like we have to find magnetic field intensity at the center of the first magnetic field, center of first you have to get. Okay, now see, it is the center of the first conductor, say BC1, it is the one का center of first, and plus C1 is the axial point of the second ring, B2 axial in the vector form you have to take. If directions are different, opposite, then you have to subtract the vectors. If in the same direction, then you have to add, otherwise use the vector law of addition. Okay, so say it is at the center of first, it is mu naught I divided by what, 2a, number of turns we have what. Now see the direction, current is flowing like this. Okay, ऐसे, thick line is outside the plane of paper, thumb is towards left, so magnetic field is towards left. Okay, plus now we come to the axis of the second. To come to the axial formula, mu naught ni r square, n is 1, current is I, we have r square. What is the radius of the second? B square by 2, r square plus x square whole to the power 3 by 2. Now see, what is in place of x we have, so distance between the centers we have L plus L, that is 2L square, that will be 4L square whole to the power 3 by 2. Now see the direction, again current is like this, so magnetic field is towards left. Now both the fields are in the same direction, that's why these are directly added, so you get magnetic field at the center of first is equal to mu naught I by 2 may be taken out, 1 by A plus B square by B square plus 4L square whole to the power 3 by 2. Okay, so this one is the magnetic field at the center of first. We take one more part, like we have to find magnetic field intensity at point P1. At this point you have to get, see, it is the axial point of the first as well as of what, the second. For both axial point of first and also the axial point of the second. Now see, axial point of first, mu naught ni r square, n is 1 here, r, what is the radius of first, that is a by 2, r square plus x square, what is this distance, C1 P1. So similarly you have to do all the questions. Now we take more questions for homework. Thick line is for outside the plane of paper. Okay, this one is the circular ring of radius r. Current flowing through this ring is I. This one is another ring. It's like this. Current flowing through this ring is 3I, and the radius is given to r. It is C2 and it is C1. This distance is given equal to 5r. You have to find magnitude of the magnetic field at the center of the second ring. You have to get the magnetic field intensity. Okay, one more question. This radius is r, current is 3I, center of the first ring. Thick line is for outside the plane of paper. Okay, here current is 2I, and this radius is also given r. It is center C2. This angle we have given pi by 6. Here also you have to find the magnetic field intensity at the center of the second ring. For both the questions you have to find the same result. It is 1 and it is question number 2. Okay. In the next class we will be doing some more questions based on Biot-Savart's law, and we will be starting the Ampere's second law. But before that you must revise the Gauss theorem of electrostatics. Okay, thank you.